1,000 per head recipient and was named yung pandemic and COVID assistance, Mr. Chair.
Was this approved by the Sangguniang Palalawigan?
Unfortunately, it was not approved, Your Honor.
At the very start, hindi po tama yung ginawa ng Provincial Government of Cagayan.
Opo, as the presiding officer, Mr. Chair.
Sa akala mo, Mr. Budget Officer, tama yung ginawa ninyo?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Tama. Would the COA answer the same question? Tama po ba yung ginawa ng Provincial Government of Cagayan?
No, Your Honor.
Let's start from the very beginning. Kasi doon po nagsimula kung bakit nagkakamali-kamali na eh. Mr. Vice Governor, ano po yung programa na ginamit ni Governor para makapag-withdraw siya ng pera at makapagbigay ng pera doon po sa mga botante o mga tao doon sa Cagayan Province?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair. It was about the COVID and pandemic assistance that he gave po based from my memory during campaign po ito. At ito po yung it's a less than 100 million amount, and ito po yung ito po yung isa po sa mga nila-invito niya po during the 2022 budget that because of the 2/3 votes of the Sangguniang Panalawigan was overridden, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Vice Governor, doon po ba sa budget ng 2022, meron pong programa na pandemic relief?
There was, Mr. Chair, ito po yung less than 100 million and about 1,000 per head recipient and was named yung pandemic and COVID assistance, Mr. Chair.
Was this approved by the Sangguniang Palalawigan?
Unfortunately, it was not approved, Your Honor.
It was vetoed.
Yes, it was.
2/3 vote.
It was vetoed and was overridden by the Sangguniang Panalawigan, Mr. Chair.
And therefore, effectively, there were no funds for pandemic relief.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Now, 320.8 billion was withdrawn from the Land Bank of the Philippines there in Cagayan to be spent for pandemic relief. Is that true?
No, Mr. Chair. There was not even a program in the amount of more than 300 million for Cagayan that was approved by the Sangguniang Panalawigan, Mr. Chair.
Pero totoong nag-withdraw ng 320.8 million from the coffers of the government.
Opo, basically nalaman po namin dito, Mr. Chair, because for how many times we asked that in the Sangguniang Panalawigan but was not taken recognition.
So, therefore, the withdrawal of the 320.8 million is deemed illegal.
Yes, Mr. Chair, being the presiding officer, I assume.
Now, may I know, being the presiding officer of the Sangguniang Palalawigan, where did the government of Cagayan get the 320.8 million pesos? Saan po ninyo kinuhang programa? Kasi hindi naman pwedeng hindi kukuha kung saan kung meron kayong lump sum man o yan. Pero meron yan, may kinunan kayo na pondo sa iba't ibang programa siguro.
Opo, pero wala po, Mr. Chair. There was none. We assumed the Sangguniang it was illegally disbursed po.
Okay.
Because there was none, Mr. Chair.
Now, thank you. So from the very start, hindi po tama yung ginawa ng Provincial Government of Cagayan.
Opo, as the presiding officer, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. Now, we go to the provincial treasurer. Yes, ma'am. Pwede po niyong sagutin sa akin. Saan niyo po kinuha yung 320.8 million?
Your Honor, we have our budget officer here to
Oh,
see the
then,
itemized.
may I ask the budget officer to please answer the question?
Your Honor, ang pagkaintindi ko po doon sa question ay yung regarding po doon sa cash advances.
Yes. Where did you
Yes.
get yung 320.8 million?
Yung actually po yung annual budget po ng 2022, it covers po a lot of mga PPAs
Yes.
na implementable ng whole year po. So yung mga activities like pandemic relief assistance po,
Hey, teka. Oh, pandemic relief assistance, it was vetoed. Narinig mo ba yung sagot ni Vice Governor?
meron pong isang item doon na veto po, Your Honor.
Okay. What was the amount of the pandemic relief that was vetoed?
Kung maalala ko exactly po, that's 112 million po yung nasa executive budget. And then nang inapprove po sa Sangguniang Panlalawigan, tinanggalan po ng 17.5 po, Your Honor. Yun po yung regarding doon sa financial assistance to household of most affected families with COVID po. So yung 94.5 million po na yun, it was na line item veto po siya, pero hindi po yung doon sa amount na pag-reduce po, kundi yung doon sa yung policy guidelines na in-issue po ng Sangguniang Panlalawigan doon sa implementation ng particular activity na yun. So ang binito lang talaga ni Governor doon ay yung policy guidelines po, hindi po yung amount. Yung amount po ng 94.5 in-approve mo ng Sanggunian, yun din po yung basis doon sa sa appropriation po natin.
94.5.
Yes po, Your Honor, yun po yung maalala po.
Would you agree, Vice Governor?
No, Mr. Chair.
So,
Opo. What we did, if to further elaborate, Mr. Chair, was what we did was to have it by 5,000 per recipient per household, and it was level 3 that they will get the amount.
kasi, Mr. Budget Officer, wala po ako sigurong makita dyan sa inyong budget for 2022 na isang programa that would amount to 320.8 million pesos. Tama po ba ako?
Okay lang po mag-explain ako, sir.
Hindi nga. Tama ba yung akin na walang isang programa na ang amount na naka-allot doon ay 320.8 million pesos? Tama ba ako?
Your Honor, yung
Yes or no?
na subject po sa COA, maraming kwan po yung
Yes or no? Ang tanong ko po ay masasagot lang ng yes or no. Hindi ko hiniingi yung explanation mo eh.
pakiulit po yung question, Your
Ah.
Honor.
Kung titignan mo yung budget ng Cagayan Province, noong 2022, walang line item doon na ang amount ay 320.8 million pesos. Halimbawa, programa mo financial assistance to persons affected by COVID. 65,000. Halimbawa, yung programa, walang programa doon sa budget ng Cagayan na ang amount ay 320.8 million. Tama, 320.8 million pesos. Wala. Meron ba?
Yun nga sana po, Your
Meron
Honor,
ba?
gusto ko sanang i-explain.
Hindi,
Hindi, sagutin
meron
mo
ba?
muna. Dito kasi,
Ako bago ka mag-explain.
mayroon ba wala? Yes or no lang yun.
Oh,
Then you explain.
sagutin mo ako. Otherwise, I will cite you for in contempt for not answering also. Aba, sinabi ko na kanina hindi ako nagbibiro rin dito dahil seryoso ako sa aking trabaho.
Dito po, sir.
Wala po, Your Honor.
Wala. Ngayon, ang susunod na taon, saan nyo kinuhang programa o line item, yung 320.8 million?
Yun po, Your Honor, yung ano...
Saan nyo kinuhang line item? Enumerate mo lang.
Yes po, Your Honor. Meron po yung sa special program for assistance to students po.
Special program for assistance to students. Magkano yung line item na yun?
8 million po, pero
8 million.
ang na-utilize lang po ay 124 million.
Hindi ko tinatanong yung kwan. Tinatanong ko lang kung saan nanggaling na line item yung 320.8.
Yes po, 8
Mr.
million.
Ramirez, can you just answer the questions? Now, you can explain later, no? But the answers of the questions of Representative Acop is very simple naman eh.
Yes po, Your Honor.
So para orderly yung ano natin, ha? Please, Mr. Ramirez. Mr. Ramirez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Alam ko po yung pinag-usapan ko, Mr. Budget Officer. Kasi ako ang controller ng police noon panahon ni Senator Lacson. Ako ang dumidepensa ng budget dito noon, kaya alam ko. Di ba?
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, sige, enumerate mo yung line items. I think there are more than 5 of them.
Meron din po yung financial assistance to households most affected by COVID-19, yung na-mention ko po kanina, yung 94.5. Meron po yung quick response, yung ng 5% calamity fund po, yung 67,782,000 po. And then meron po yung sa 5% calamity fund response po under the 70%, yung mitigation, yung provision of alternative livelihood and relief assistance to victims of calamities, disasters and pandemic po.
No, total.
That's 75 million po, Your Honor. Meron din po yung development assistance donation po under Governor's Office na pandemic relief assistance po na to 50 million po. Meron yung relief assistance po ng municipalities affected by local insurgents na 27.796 million po, Your Honor. At saka yung financial assistance po under for indigent single parents na 2 million po. Hindi po siya exactly 320 po, kundi 320 million 78,000 po.
Sa akala mo, Sir Budget Officer, tama yung ginawa ninyo?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Tama. Would the COA answer the same question? Tama po ba yung ginawa ng Provincial Government of Cagayan?
No, Your Honor.
That is known as technical malversation, di ba? When you use funds for from a program different from what it is intended for, hindi po ba technical malversation yun?
COA.
Your Honor, can I answer this way, Your Honor? I hope you would allow me. I'm not a lawyer, Your Honor, but in the submitted sworn statement, Your Honor, I mentioned there about the funding sources, Your Honor, and I will just let the Office of the Ombudsman investigate, Your Honor, of the appropriate charges that are to be filed.
Alam mo, Mr. Auditor, kayo po ang nagbabantay kung paano ginagamit ang pera. Pag hindi nyo po alam na yung paggamit ng pera ay not in accordance with what is provided for by law, paano nyo may recommenda na dapat ma-file ng kaso isang transaction? I'm surprised, Mr. Auditor. You do not need to be a lawyer. Your job requires that you should know this.
Can I reply, Your Honor?
Sir Chair, may we request before that, with the indulgence of Manong Romeo, Chair ako, may we request for the hard copy of the breakdown ng sinabi kanina ni yung sinabing amount, meron ba tayo dyan or bago lang ho niya, meron ba?
Comsec is
thank you.
directed to provide Congressman Adjong of the copy of the detailed budget.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you po, Chair,
Thank
Romeo. Mr. Chair.
Chairman Ako, please proceed. Ako, please answer the query of.
Your Honor, what I did was to present all the facts, Your Honor, and I included there all the violations, Your Honor, that based from our findings, Your Honor, based on our appreciation, Your Honor, and I laid down everything, Your Honor, so as not to preempt what the Ombudsman will say, Your Honor, and we submitted everything to the Office of the Ombudsman, Your Honor.
Alam mo, Iho, kaya alam ko yun dahil ako nga ang controller ng PNP noon eh. At yun ang kinakaso sa mga disbursing officers. When they use the money intended for a certain program, for a different program which was not intended for, that's technical malversation. Hindi ko alam kung bakit hindi nyo alam yun, Mr. Auditor. Mr. Chair, malapit na dumating yung escortan ko papunta kay Speaker eh. So I suspend my interpellation, Mr. Chair, for the next hearing. Marami pong salamat sa oportunidad.
Thank you, Chairman Akop. You're now excused. Anyway, you have 15 minutes left. So, yes, go.
Gusto
Please
ko
proceed.
lang tanong sa budget officer, Mr. Chair. Yung sinasabi niyang sources of funds na ginamit niya, may appropriation ordinance ba yun?
Lahat po yun, Your Honor, nakapaloob po sa 2022 annual budget. Yung annual budget po natin ay na-approve po enacted po yun. So under appropriation ordinance 2022, hindi ko na maalala yung the rest ng.
Tanungin ko po si Vice Governor kung totoo ba yung sinabi ng budget officer.
No, Mr. Chair. It was line vetoed by the governor. So meaning to say they cannot use that unless there will be a decision of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan by 2/3 of override, sir, which we did of December po of last year of 2022, Mr. Chair.
Are you aware, Mr. Budget Officer, na yung sinabi ni Vice Governor na wala kayong basihan na appropriation ordinance? Bakit niyo ginastos yun?
Your Honor, na-veto po, may line item veto po ang in-issue ni Governor po, Your Honor. At yung pag-override po nila, it was only at the latter part of the year, almost year end na po yun. Kasi yung under the rule po doon sa veto, kung hindi po siya overridden, reenacted po yung previous year's budget.
Vice Gov, can you respond?
Sir, it's very clear in the local government code that we can veto that by 2/3 of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan, and therefore the executive cannot use. They were the ones who vetoed it, sir. And you can see the time that they used, the element of time that they used. It's very short. Kaya for me, Mr. Chair, it's false po.
That's why tinanong ko dahil governor ako eh. Mayor ako, alam ko yung sistema. Kaya tama yung sinabi ni Congressman Ako na may nangyayaring technical malversation dito dahil yung source of funds walang authority na magamit. Because the one that authorizes the source of funds, ordinansa ng sanggunian. Ayun naman sasabi ko, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for that, Kong Corbera.